ball player? What have you seen out of him?
I would say he looks more faster, and he's definitely more physical, I feel, than he was in the past couple of years when he played. He's a guy that we're excited about, and I'm excited about personally. To see him on the field after all he's been through, with head injury and not knowing if he's going to be able to play football again, and now to being 110% they've been on Thursday. I'm just looking forward to him being on the field and taking over that nickelback star position that we have. And, I think he's probably the best player that we have in that position.
We saw the depth chart, and Andrew Sweat's listed number 1 at the strong side with Jonathan Newsom. I think Jonathan Newsom's behind Rolle. But anyway, were you? I don't know. Have y'all had to work with Etienne? Has Etienne has he been bummed out about that, or has
he was down about it at first. But I talked to him. I said, "Man, things happen. Never know everything. Depth chart can change. That's why it's called a depth chart. You're behind someone just to create competition. And I'm sure that Coach Fickle's done a great job of evaluating those two and see who is better fit for that position to start. And I just told him to work hard, and you'll eventually be a starter like him.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, Brian, what can you say about Storm Klein, just his progression? Another year, more experience now, obviously a little bigger from the weight room and things like that. Where is he at right now in his progression to the start of the
Storm's getting well. Storm's a little banged up, but so is everybody else from camp. But he's done a great job of getting in the film room. He asked me a lot more questions, which means he really wants to know, what his role is and what he has to do. But he's done a great job on the field of not making the small mistakes that you see out of freshmen guys that don't really know a lot about the defense. But he's doing a great job of calling out defenses. He was a guy that he'll get the defensive call and not tell anybody else what it was because he was kind of unsure himself. But now he's a guy that's talking on the field, talking in the huddle, talking when the offense comes out. So it lets me know he's elevated his game.
B-Roll, when you go a game like this, obviously y'all want the win, but what else do you want out of an opener? What do you seek out of an opener besides obviously the victory?
Well, that's the biggest thing. That's the key. Once you get the win, if you win by 1 or 2 or 45, it's a win. But we just want to look, hopefully get out and see how good we really are. Guys hype us up defensively, offensively, but go against other opponents other than your own teammates. You want to see how the guys react, in adverse situations. When in camp you can reset the clock, but in a real game you can't. So if we happen to get down on Thursday, which I hope we don't, we want to see how guys react in those kinds of situations.
That's what I was going to ask you. You've got, obviously there's a lot of veterans back on defense, but there's a lot of new starters and stuff. Do you want to see how the chemistry operates under pressure, so to speak?
Practice, like I said, you can start things up to blow with and have guys start over again. But in the game, you want to see, how well the guys gel together, how well our new safety's going to play. When they haven't been on the field as much as Anderson, Russell, and Kirk Copeland had the last couple of years. So you want to see how those guys play under the lights with 105,000 without the coaches out there screaming at you when you have fans and those guys watching.
Who is the guy in camp that people haven't really seen a lot of that you think they will defensively?
Offensively?
Defensively.
Defensively?
You didn't give me the offense number or whatever because you go against those guys.
Probably Solomon Thomas did. He's a guy that, he's playing very well, and most people, they've seen him, in the spring, and people say, well, he could be a great player, but I think he's done a great job of stepping up and Nathan Williams out and making plays against sacks and even dropping back in coverage and making plays.
And then on offense, who's that guy that you think is definitely going to turn heads if he gets a shot?
I'll say Jordan Hall. That dude, man, like I said, I saw him run the other day, and I was like, who the heck is that? And I was like, oh, that's Jordan Hall. He looks a lot faster. He's a quick, shifty dude, kind of like the guys from Oregon. I would compare him to.
Michael James?
Yeah, most definitely. And he's a great blocker. He's not the biggest guy, but you wouldn't expect him to block as well as he does. But he's a great blocker as well as front.
Thanks, man.